what's going on, y'all? It is your boy Xeno Martinez here, back again with another combo tutorial video. And today we are covering the weapon that is provided for the defense class that came out with the Temari DLC. That's right, Temari's DLC's fan is actually for the defense class and unfortunately not for ranges. So with that being said, let's get into the video. First up on our basic combos is the ground light attacks. Now here for the basic combos, you're doing 3 lights into 4 hits, and that's the basic ground combo. Here is the heavy attack that after the first hit in the heavy, there is a gust of wind that adds a second hit. And for our air combos, it's 2 lights that basically lead into a 3-hit combo. And for a heavy, it's 1 heavy while in the air that leads ultimately into 2 hits. First up, our intermediate combos is the basic jump light attack that most defense do. Now essentially what you want to do is make sure that your opponent's sub has been taken, or obviously if you hit them with Hazan, and you can land about 6 to 8 of these depending upon the number of hits that you made prior to actually engaging in this combo. Now here you can see that after the 3 light attacks, you can go into a ninjutsu such as Bush Strangle. For this combo, we're doing 2 lights into an L2 dash forward into 3 additional light attacks, or whichever button is the one that actually makes you dash forward depending upon the platform that you're playing on. Now this one is still capitalizing on the 2 light attacks, so it's 2 lights into dash forward into 2 lights into dash forward into 2 lights, leading ultimately into 6 hits. Here we're doing another variation of that, but instead of doing 2 additional lights or even 3, we're doing a heavy attack. 2 lights into heavy ultimately allow your opponents to go into the air, which gives you an opportunity to pop in ninjutsu such as Bush Strangle after they fall on the ground. You can also do the 2 lights into 2 heavies, which obviously leads into a gust of wind, knocking your opponents back. With this combo, you're doing a light into 2 heavies, which ultimately, after the secondary hit on the heavy lands, it throws a gust of wind, knocking your opponents back. Here you can also, instead of doing a heavy attack, add 2 additional lights after the light heavy attack. Here we have a jump light into 2 lights that ultimately lead into a 4-hit combo. So you do jump and then light attack at the same time, and then while in the air, hit 2 additional lights to land the combo. Here you can also do the same combo, but it's jump, light, light, and then instead of adding the secondary light, you add a heavy instead. Here we have the jump light into L2 dash forward into jump light, or into light light, I apologize. So it's 2 jump lights into L2 dash forward into light light. With the advanced combos, this is where things start to get interesting, but also very complicated. So here you can see we're doing 2 lights into a heavy that launches your opponent into the air. Once you do a light, and then you do a jump light, and then a light on top of that. This combo is another variation of the combo that we just saw, but instead of allowing the fan to do 3 hits on the last light attack, what you're gonna do is right when the fan hits, you pop a jump light, as you can see right there. Here we have another variation of it with 2 lights into heavy, into 2 lights, into jump light right when the fan, very similar to the last combo, hits that first hit in the air. When it's open, that's when you do the jump combo to cancel it and reset it and do another light. Here we have 2 lights into heavy, into 2 lights, into jump light, and instead of ending it with a light attack, we actually end it with a heavy attack instead. Here we have light into heavy into light into jump light into heavy. So as I mentioned, these could get complicated, right? So once again, right when the fan opens and makes that hit, you jump light to cancel it again, hit another light, and then hit the heavy to push your opponents away. And here we have another variation of that as well, but instead of the heavy, you allow the light to just finish off the opponents. What you can see from this clip though is that unlike the heavy attack in the last combo, the last attack on the light attack will not land because the opponents will be hard knocked. One of the first things that I wanted to highlight was this weapon's ability to take defenses using long swords out of their heavy animation, due to the gust of wind that comes out of the second hit in the ground combo. An interesting thing to consider as well is this weapon's ability to interrupt ninjutsu such as Icicle Swallow, as you can see from this clip. Something else that I would like to add is that the fact that it takes defenses out of their hyper armor on their heavy means that this weapon has the potential to become meta on base battle, especially when clans are going up against each other and using what they call Shinobi Pro League rules, which is a league that is organized by Fleetboy Jetson and bans certain weapons and ninjutsu such as the double moonlit sword. So given its ability to take defenses out of the longsword animation, I believe that this weapon has the ability to become meta, especially because when you're going head to head against another defense for base, that gust of wind will ensure that not only do you win that heavy animation battle, but that the opponent is also knocked off of the base, meaning that you can knock him off or her off or them off, and in addition any allies that may have also been within the range of the heavy attack. So I will admit, y'all, I really enjoy using this weapon. I definitely think that given its ability to take defenses out of hyper armor when using longsword, that this weapon is definitely a must-have to have in your arsenal, especially also given all the ninjutsus that come along with the DLC that is Temari. Now, with that being said, I will say that I really wish that this weapon actually came out for ranges. Only because the last two DLCs that came out at the end of Season 4 as well as the beginning of Season 5 provided their classes with weapons for their classes, meaning that it was an ATK DLC that provided an ATK weapon and a healer DLC that provided a healer weapon. And yet again, Bandai and the devs for Shinobi Striker have given ranges an OP DLC, but then nubbed them just a bit by giving the fan 2 defenses instead of giving it to them. But I am hoping that in the future, the devs fix this mistake by providing ranges with a fan weapon, giving them the ability to have some serious Temari Win Ninjutsu themed builds. Because right now we got it, but maybe not all the way. But either way, y'all, thank you so much for checking out this video. I appreciate y'all so much. And once again, if you haven't already, please leave a like and subscribe. And as always, it's hard out here, but your boy wouldn't know. PvE.